Hello students, I welcome you all. This is Joseph and today we are going to discuss about Unit 6, Reading B. It's a poem and the name of the poem is Or Will the Dreamer Wake? The poem itself started with a question asking the people whether the dreamer would awake. So who is the dreamer? About what dream are they talking? Is it really a dream? All those questions of whatever we get into or flash into our minds would be answered very soon. And now let us look at this particular poem. It was written by Dr. Medora Chevalier and we will know about the poetess very soon after this particular poem. Now let us know about this particular poem. The very title of the poem is interesting. Or will the dreamer wake? What dream the dreamer has? Whether is he going to wake up or whatever it may be, you have so many questions in that. So thus the poem itself is an interesting title. And then what happens? It is a question arousing interest in the minds of the readers. Anything that a reader has to read, anything that we have to do, there should be interest on it. Of course, the title or the story or the picture should be interesting or captivating or eye-catchy when we look at it. So now when we look at this title, Or Will the Dreamer Wake, it is an eye-catchy title which attracts the readers. It clearly depicts how certain species of animals are about to disappear. And here when we talk about, so how these certain animals and the birds, how are they going to get extinct? How are they going to disappear? How are they not at all there on the planet Earth? The dreamer, whatever is used here, perhaps in the concern of the poet, the man himself or the human being. And the destruction is caused in 4 directions. In all the 4 directions, now you say, north, south, east, west, all 4 directions. And then it talks about all around the world. Simply 4 directions means not simply 4 directions, all throughout the world. The poetess want to talk about the destruction caused all around the world and then how the destruction is really causing a kind of botheration to birds and the animals. And it seems that man is still dreaming about something. Now the human being is planning to enter into other planets, to live in the other planets, to make so many scientific advancements, to find out so many scientific facts, to launch rockets, to keep secure, to produce so many things. Of course, the list is endless. But the foundation or the fundamental fact of life, living peacefully, living with ecological balance on the planet Earth, is forgotten by the human being. So that is what here Medora Chevalier wants to bring to the concern of the human being. And here, the animals like tigress, white bear, and the bird song thrush, and the whale are disappearing very fast. So here in this poem, Medora Chevalier discusses or mentions these particular animals, tigress, white bear, song thrush, and whale, and then starts talking about the endangered species of all these. And then, but the question is whether the dreamer or the man would wake up in the right time is an open-ended question. An open-ended question generally leaves the answer to the other person. Now, for example, if you say, will you complete your work, is an open-ended question with yes or no type questions. When the helping verbs are taken then you call it as open-ended question, and the open-ended question is giving a choice to the other person to decide. So there is no compulsion. Yes, there is no one particular answer possible with it. There are multiple answers possible. So that's what the poetess ends the poem with an open-ended question, and the question is, will the dreamer wake, or will the dreamer wake? So it asks, it questions the human being, despite so many destructions taking place to environment, are you going to be awakened, or are you going to awake yourself? Are you going to rebalance or restore whatever is the destruction caused to the earth? And then here, if you continue, the poem, or will the dreamer wake, is about the pathetic condition of fauna. Fauna is animals, birds, animals, and then here it is about the pitiable situation. In the olden days, the birds and animals everywhere used to be there, and because of the birds and animals, all the balance used to be good. Maybe after the cell signals and everything has come, mobile phones have come, due to the signals, the birds are dying off. As the birds started dying, the insects, pests started increasing. We started spraying all the pesticides and insecticides in the fields, and we are eating only the chemicalized food and getting hospitalized. So now we have to realize that particular fact. It not only focuses on the animals on the land, but also from the polar region and water. So here, this particular poem written by Medora Chevalier, the poetess wants to focus upon the animals on the land and the polar region animals, and also the species which are present in the water also. Means all the birds and all the fauna which is present all throughout the world, and then wanted to bring to the concern of the human beings. Now here, it is about the endangerment of some species and their extinction in the future. So endangerment of the species and their extinction is dealt here in the poem.